Another of your plans to swindle Pastor Manders? What is it this time?
Shh! Are you crazy? Pastor Manders has been way too good to me. But that's what I want to talk to you about. You see, I'm off back home tonight.
Not soon enough for me.
But I want you to come with me,
What?
Regina. I want you home with me.
Not a chance.
We'll see about that.
You can count on it. Move back to that house of yours after I've been brought up here by Mrs. Alvey? Treated like almost one of the family? To hell with you.
To hell with me. Are you thinking of defying your father, you little tramp?
You've said often enough I'm none of yours.
Why would you bring that up?
How many times have you ranted about me being bidonk?
By God, I never used such a word.
I'm well aware of the word that you used.
But only when I'd had a few. Temptations are many in this world, Regina.
Huck.
Besides, the way your mother was always going on, I had to find something to shut her up. Let me go, Engstrand. Let me be. I've served 3 years in the Alving household at Rosenwald. Lord save us. Always putting on such airs.
And you tormenting the life out of her.
Oh, yes, of course. Everything is my fault.
And that leg.
What did you say, child of mine?
Pied de mouton.
Is that English? Ah. Well, you have learned many things here. That'll come in handy.
And what is it that you want with me in town?
Can you ask what a father wants from his only child? Am I not a lonely, abandoned widower?
Don't try that crap on me. What do you want with me in town?
Well, I'll tell you. I'm thinking of getting into something new.
Again?
Damn it, Regina. This time you'll see.
Stop swearing.
Yes, you're absolutely right. It was just, I wanted to tell you that I've put away quite a bit of money working out here.
Good for you.
Well, there's nothing out here to spend it on.
So?
Yes, so you see, I've been thinking about putting that money into something that'll pay off, like a sort of establishment for sailors.
What?
Yes, a real fine establishment, and not some filthy hole for common sailors. No, damn it, it'll be for captains and first mates and fine folk, you'll see.
And me?
Yes, you'll help out. Add some class. Nothing too damned hard, my girl. It'll suit you just fine.
I see.
Well, there has to be some woman in the house. After all, it's clear as day. Because in the evenings we'll have some fun, singing and dancing and like that. And after all, they're wayfaring sailors on the seas of life. Don't be stupid, Regina. There's nothing for you out here, working yourself to the bone for some worthless brats.
Not if things go the way I want. Well, it could happen.
And what do you think could happen, Regina?
Don't you worry about that. How much did you say you've put aside out here?
Well, after all in all, it may be around 700 or 800 crowns.
Not bad.
Well, enough for a start.
And you're thinking of giving me some of that money?
God, no, I hadn't thought of that.
Maybe some cloth for a new dress?
You come with me to town and you'll have plenty of new dresses.
I could do that on my own if I wanted to.
Yes, but under a father's guiding hand, dear girl. Regina, right now, I can get us a nice little house near the docks. They don't ask much cash down, and it'll make a sweet little sailor's home. You'll see.
But I don't want to live with you. There's nothing more to discuss. Go on now.
May I have leave to ask the pastor a tiny little question?
Of course.
Isn't it right and just for a man to lift up the fallen?
Yes, of course.
And isn't a man bound to keep his solemn word?
Of course he is.
Back then, when Johanna fell into trouble because of that Englishman, or maybe it was American, or a Ruski, as they call it, she came to see me in town, poor thing. She'd already turned me down a couple of times because she was only interested in the pretty ones, and I had this thing with my leg. You remember, Pastor, how I'd gone into a dance hall full of sailors, and overcome with drink and dissipation, as you say, and when I tried to convince them to embrace a new life.
I know, Engstrand. They threw you down the stairs. You've told me all this.
I don't mean to be bragging, Pastor, but this is what I wanted to say, that when she came to me and confided in me with weeping and gnashing of teeth, it caused me such pain to listen to.
Did it, Engstrand? Well, and so?
And so I said to her, that American, he's roaming the seven seas, and you, Johanna, I said, you've committed a great sin and are a fallen creature, but Jacob Engstrand, I said, he stands here on his own two legs. Well, I meant it as a way of speaking, Pastor.
I understand. Go on.
Well, yes, so I was completely forthright with her and married her honestly so people wouldn't know her erring ways with foreigners.
You handled all of this commendably, but I still can't approve of you taking money.
Money? Me? Not a penny.
What?
Well, yes, wait a minute. Now I remember. Well, Johanna did have a bit of money, but I wanted nothing to do with it. No, I said, Maman, that's the wages of sin, that is. You take that wicked gold or paper or whatever it was and then throw it back at that American again. But, of course, he was long gone, and he had disappeared across the wandering seas.
Was he, my good Engstrand?
Yes, and so Johanna and I, we agreed that the money should go to the upkeep of the child, and so it did. And I can show you the reckoning and the receipts for every single penny.
But this changes things considerably.
But I dare say that I've brought that child up well and was a kindly husband to poor sainted Johanna. And I practiced order and discipline as the law has it, but never would it have occurred to me to go to your reverence and boast and put on airs because I'd done a good deed in the world for once. When such things happen to Jacob Engstrand, he keeps it to himself, though it doesn't happen all that often, unfortunately. And when I do come to you, Pastor Manners, I have plenty enough failings and weaknesses to talk about, for I'll say it again, my conscience can be a nasty thing sometimes.
Give me your hand, Jacob Engstrand.
No, really, Reverend Pastor.
No quibbling now. There.
And I may humbly dare to beg your pastor's forgiveness.
You? On the contrary, I'm the one who should be asking for your forgiveness.
Oh, good heavens, no.
Yes, believe me, I do so with my whole heart. Forgive me for doubting you. I wish there was some way I could show you how sincerely sorry I am.
Would you do that, Pastor?
With the greatest of pleasure.
Because there really is an opportunity for that just now. With all the well-earned cash I've been able to put aside out here, I've been thinking of finding a kind of sailor's home in town.
Have you?
Yes, and like an orphanage for men of the sea. There are so many temptations for sailors who wander ashore, but in my sailor's home, they'd be like under a father's care.
What do you say to that, Miss Elving?
I don't have much to work with, God knows, but if I could only get a charitable helping hand.
Yes, let's look into that. I'm very interested in your project. But in the meantime, go down and get everything ready and light some candles so it's a bit festive, and we'll have an edifying moment together, my dear Engstrand. For now, I believe your conscience is truly clear.
Yes, so it seems to me too. So farewell, ma'am, and thank you for everything. And do take really good care of Regina. Blessed Johanna's child. It's strange, but true enough, that child has attached herself to my heartstrings. So she has.